B-1B Lancer, a powerful bomber, was specifically designed for nuclear attacks on Russia. Recently, the United States Air Force made a decision to retire the B-1B Lancer, also known as the Bone, and replace it with the advanced B-21 Raider stealth bomber. Although the B-1B will continue to be in service for a while, its future seems uncertain, unlike its older counterpart, the B-52 Stratofortress. Since the 1980s, the B-1B has showcased incredible mission adaptability, serving in various roles. The B-1B has an interesting origin story. It actually evolved from the B-1AE, which itself came about after the B-70 Valkyrie. Back in the 1960s, the United States strategic bomber development faced challenges due to concerns about Soviet surface-to-air missile defenses. This led the Air Force to rethink its mission concept. Fast and high-flying bombers were no longer favored, while the B-52, known for its low-altitude capabilities, continued to be relevant. However, the Air Force still desired a supersonic bomber. Under the Nixon administration, studies began in 1969, and the first prototype took flight in 1974. The B-1AA, as it was initially designed, had impressive capabilities, being able to exceed Mach 2 at high altitude and Mach 1.2 at low altitude. However, it faced controversy as United States intelligence suggested that Soviet radar was improving, making the low-altitude penetration mission riskier. Additionally, the development of short-range cruise missiles made the B-52 a more formidable platform. In an effort to cut costs and streamline the defense budget, the B-1A was canceled during the Carter administration. However, the Reagan administration saw things differently. President Reagan was determined to push the Soviet Union to its limits, and an analysis of the cost of the Soviet air defense network supported the idea that a new strategic bomber would put them at a disadvantage. Thus, the B-1A was reworked into the B-1B. The B-1B was slower, somewhat less expensive, and had a smaller radar cross-section. Rockwell built 100 B-1Bs for the Air Force, along with 4 B-1A prototypes. Today, 45 of these aircraft are still in service. The B-1B's capabilities: the B-1 is equipped with a unique blended wing body design, featuring a variable sweep wing, 4 turbofan engines, triangular ride control fins, and a cruciform tail. Its wings can be adjusted from 15 degrees to 67.5 degrees, allowing for different flight configurations. When the wings are swept forward, it is ideal for takeoffs, landings, and high-altitude cruises. On the other hand, when the wings are swept aft, it is suitable for high subsonic and supersonic flights. This flexibility in wing settings, combined with its thrust-to-weight ratio, enables the B-1 to have exceptional takeoff performance, requiring shorter runways compared to previous models. Although the B-1B is no longer equipped with nuclear weapons, it is still capable of carrying the AGM-86B air-launched cruise missile. It has 3 internal weapon bays and 6 external hardpoints under the fuselage, allowing for a maximum internal weapons payload of 75,000 pounds and a maximum external weapons payload of 59,000 pounds. The B-1B can carry various combinations of weapons, including GBU-31 JDAM, Mark 84, and Mark 82 general-purpose bombs, Mark 62 naval mines, cluster munitions, and wind-corrected munitions dispenser. Additionally, it can carry a GM-158 Joint Air-to-Surface Standoff missiles or a GM-154 Joint Standoff weapons. The JASSM, developed by Lockheed Martin, is a long-range precision cruise missile equipped with advanced navigation and guidance systems. It weighs 2,250 pounds, has a range of over 370 kilometers, and features a dual-mode penetrator and blast fragmentation warhead. In June 2006, The B-1B successfully launched the first JASSM-Extended Range missile, which has an extended range of 926 kilometers. The B-1B Lancer is powered by 4 General Electric F101GE 102 augmented turbofans, each capable of producing a dry thrust of 17,390 pound-foot and 30,780 pound-foot with afterburner. The B-1B boasts impressive capabilities, with a top speed of Mach 1.25, although this is reduced in practice due to altitude and structural stability concerns. It can carry up to 125,000 pounds of ordnance and has a combat radius of approximately 3,000 miles. Originally designed as a nuclear deterrence bomber, the B-1B lost this role after the end of the Cold War and subsequent treaty agreements with Russia. Modifications were made to the aircraft, including subdividing the main bomb bay into 2 sections and adding advanced targeting electronics. The B-1B has been used in various conflicts, including Operation Desert Fox, Kosovo, Afghanistan, Iraq, and Syria, primarily for precision bombing attacks and close air support. Despite its original purpose as a nuclear bomber, the B-1B has found its greatest utility in attacks against guerrilla groups rather than industrial or nuclear targets. In 2018, B-1Bs launched 19 JASSM missiles against Syrian targets in response to alleged chemical weapons attacks by the Assad regime. The AGM-158 JASSM was successfully employed for the first time, further enhancing the already impressive strike range of the B-1B. With its stealth capabilities, the JASSM equips the bomb with an added advantage when engaging targets in heavily defended airspace. B-1B's future, the B-1B is set to retire once the B-21 Raider is in service. Interestingly, the B-1B will be retired before the B-52, the aircraft it was meant to replace. Starting in 2025, the bombers will gradually leave service, with the last B-1B likely retiring around 2036. At retirement, most of the airframes will be around 40 to 50 years old. However, if there are delays in the B-21 program or changes in the strategic situation, the Air Force may need to keep the B-1B for a longer period, similar to the B-52's extended service. Once the last B-1B retires, the United States will no longer have a dedicated supersonic bomber, as stealth has become the primary measure of effectiveness. The B-1B had originally been designed to carry nuclear weapons to the Soviet Union. Thankfully, it never had to fulfill that purpose. Instead, it found itself engaged in counterinsurgency operations in Afghanistan and launching cruise missiles at almost deserted Syrian air bases. Interestingly, there was a time when both the B-1B and its Soviet counterpart, the Tu-160, were striking insurgent targets in Syria. The B-1B's effectiveness in such missions highlights the adaptability of large, high-performance aircraft. B-52 continues to thrive primarily due to its versatility. Only time will tell if dedicated stealth platforms like the B-21 can achieve success in such a wide range of missions.